Hey everybody, I want to do a quick shack tour. I think it would be cool for everybody to do one, so I encourage everyone. Y'all saw a very poor video of my antenna that's outside, my antenna mast. But anyway, I wanted to give you a rundown on kind of how things are connected. And this is for my HF setup. So for my antenna, I have a Radio Waves DX40 antenna. It's a off-center fed dipole. The center feed point is up 27 feet in an inverted V configuration. I have a Yaesu FT450D transceiver, an Astron RS35M power supply. I have my feed in the shot, which is terrible. I have an MFJ 949E tuner. I have 10 gauge ground wire in the shack and also going outside. I know I need to do something a little bit bigger on the outside, but I will eventually. Outside I have an 8-foot ground rod. I have an MFJ window pass-through to get the signal and the ground outside. And on the outside, unfortunately, it's almost exactly a quarter wave on 40, so I'm gonna have to change up the length, but I have RG58 going to the feed point, to the antenna, and then back into the antenna tuner for when I'm on 40 meters. When I'm on 20 meters, I'm on 40 meters, I do not use that. When I'm on 20 meters, I do use an extra piece of coax for the actual external tuner. So here's a very crude schematic. And as you can see, I've got the grounds all coming separate out of each device. I've got the coax between the 450D and the antenna tuner, and then I've got the coax going out to the window pass-through. I've got the ground going from the ground terminal to the window pass-through. So it's nothing real shocking. I mean, if you look at it, here it is. There's your tuner, your power supply, your transceiver, and then I like to keep my Chromebook plugged in with, this is QRZ for doing my logs. And there's my really terrible ground terminal, but as you can see, it does work. I want to get a thicker conductor going out to the actual outside. And there's my window pass-through. They got one signal coming through on coax 1, which is essentially, you can see here, the thick coax goes to the input of the tuner, and the output of the tuner goes out the window. So that's my shack setup, and it works pretty well. They were just calling CQ on this frequency. Let's see if he's still working it. May not be. I will say it's good to get a pair of headphones because you can hear a lot better.
Florida 4, Alpha Radio Mike, NY2PO. Well, great stuff here, Pierre, and yeah, it's very nice to work you again. All the best to your family, and I'll be looking forward to working you again. Great signals here into New York. Like you said, I don't think the band is quite open, but you're doing great here with a good solid signal, 5, 6, 5, and 7 into New York. Florida 4, Alpha Radio Mike, November Yankee 2, Papa Oscar. Thanks, Pierre, 73 from New York.
So there you go. So this setup took me a while to get set up, and there's more stuff I want to do, just like any hobbyist or project. But overall, very happy with it. If you like this video, I can do some more on specific things about that. I will say that the hardest thing I've had to deal with is getting the antenna to tune the way that I think it should. But it's more of an art than a science, and so you have to just do trial and error. And I don't have an antenna analyzer, so I have to go by the SWR measurements. And right now I can get to tune, like I said, fairly well on 20 and 40. So I'm pretty happy, but eventually I want to dial it in where it tunes even better. So anyway, that's my shack, and I'll show the VHF portion later once I get it put back together. Today was a day to clean up, and I actually had to put a ground, oh, there's my finger, had to put a ground from the antenna tuner into the ground terminal. So that's why the VHF stuff is not up yet. All right, thanks very much. Have a nice day. 7-3s from KF5OWH.